So my name is Captain Hamish MacKellar. I command the anti-tanks platoon of the 2nd Battalion of the Royal Anglian Regiment, also known as the Poachers. So we're currently deployed on Opcabrit P-18, so we're down in Poland working with the US 3/8 Cavalry from the 1st Cavalry Division, and we've come up through Lithuania, Latvia, up to Estonia in order to provide the enemy forces for the RTR battle group on exercise winter camp. So every rotation we go through on Operation Cabrit, there's a culmination exercise of the rotation that you do whilst out here. During the winter, that's exercise winter camp, which exercises Nato interoperability with our allies and partners out here, especially the Estonians and the French up here in Estonia. I think the trick to keeping morale high is pretty simple. It's a lot of movement to stay warm, it's a lot of high quality snacks, and it's a lot of good training value. So I think the climate out here makes everything incredibly challenging. So my platoon, natively, we're anti-tankers. So what we'll spend the majority of our time doing is hunting and stalking tanks. And when you're laying static for long periods of time, when you're moving through complex terrain, when you're waist and chest deep in snow, that challenge becomes exponentially greater, especially when those that you're hunting have a lot more mobility and a lot more protection than you do. So it's been a massive challenge. It's been a very steep learning curve, but I think we've proven in the last few days that we've affected those lessons pretty well. We've had a pretty remarkable effect. I think so. Minus 11 today felt positively toasty, so it's going to be a culture shock to get back for sure. I think we were very lucky when we got our cold weather training. It was only actually about -2. So the first night they were out here, when it dropped to -25, made it pretty challenging. And obviously, as you can see from our vehicles, we don't have roofs, we don't have windscreens. So when we're moving at those in pace, it can drop down quite easily to -40, -50 with the wind chill. So that first night was an emotional experience, that's for sure. Yeah, the troops have handled it really well. They've taken it all in their stride. They've adapted to everything we've asked of them, and they've put in an incredible effort. They've punched well above their weight over the last few days. They've done well.
Legend! Oh, yeah. Estonian front page, now it's below.
I'm Gunnar Hassel. We're from 5th Red Royal Artillery, and we're attached to the Royal Anglians out here from the Nato multinational battle group of Poland up here for winter camp in Estonia. Cold, very, very cold. It is surprisingly worse than Poland was, but it's alright. We've adapted to it. Recently we've been doing the practicing of the winter and how we would adapt to it, and we've faced the challenges of that, and it's been difficult, but it's been fun. The cold weather operators course was pretty tough. We didn't have it too bad because we did it in October. It wasn't quite this bad, but it was still enough. But then just everything seems harder in the snow, so even just walking seems to be a challenge now that you have to think about. In Swindon Morley there is an army base, so growing up I was always surrounded by military personnel walking about, and always just growing up looking at them, just seeing them exist was kind of it inspired me to join. So from an early age I've wanted to join, and then just going through the processes of it while making connections with the people on the base nearby just encouraged me more and more to join. So even just going up the slightest of incline feels like I'm going up Everest. But yeah, it's good to get away with the army, just to see different experiences in general. So even if it's going up to North Yorkshire where I am now, it's fun to just go up a hill and have a look at a view, because as you say, Norfolk is flat, you don't get that experience back home. And then coming out here, You go to so many different places that you do get that experience of, well, this is what the other side of life is like.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Mark Luson, Commanding Officer of the Royal Tank Regiment and also the Commander of the Forward Land Forces Estonia Battle Group. We've been here in Estonia since September of 2025 and the first exercise is an integration exercise into the Estonian Brigade to work alongside their forces. We are now conducting exercise Winter Camp, which again is exercising the same things but in extreme cold weather. So the Operation Gabrit is the forward land forces presence in Estonia, part of NATO's representation in NATO to try and protect the eastern flank against Russian aggression. Not at all. Right now on this training area we have got US Tank Company part of the exercise. We've got the French company as part of the Forward Land Forces Battle Group and operating alongside our Estonian partners as well. So NATO here feels stronger than ever. No, not really. At the moment I think we are strong as we are together. We work well together, we're enjoying each other's company, and I think whilst we remain together as an alliance, we are strong and ready to go. Of course, today we start offensive operations, so the battle group, that's both the tank squadron, the armoured infantry, artillery and engineers are practicing their advance across the training area to take on the enemy. At the same time we're supported by the elements behind you, which are the medical facilities and also all the mechanical engineers that look after the fleet to keep it operating in this extreme cold weather. But today we're just starting the activity. At the moment we are just across the line of departure. We've encountered the enemy and so we're continuing the fight through and we'll continue to do so for the rest of the day. It's unusual for British forces, but the preparation we have here in Estonia, everyone across the battle group has done a cold weather operators course to understand the basics of how they operate in cold weather, and that is survival through to tactical operation. And we're now putting that into action on armour vehicles, on our platforms, to make sure all the extra bits are operating and we can function as a battle group. And so far, we've got down to -30 over the weekend, but we're still fighting strong and we continue to fight through. No new equipment, but we're adapting what we've always got to make sure we're ready. I think this year is colder than it's been for the last couple of years. I think -15 last year, -30 this year. But again, things are still working and so far, so good. So we're improving interoperability. So whilst not necessarily exciting, actually the ability to communicate between the British and the French forces is a step forward that we made on previous years. And so far, that's really proving beneficial to us to be able to communicate seamlessly, see where they are, see where we are, and it's working well. It does take a while, but actually the really small level drills, the gloves, the hands, the exercising, rewarming, and people are looking after each other, looking out for each other. And if someone needs some help, we get them in, get them rewarmed, get back out into the fight again. But so far, everyone's having a good time. Morale is high.